It's time for the 1430 Connection on 1430 WNAV and 99.9 FM, spotlighting news, newsmakers, and important community issues. Now, with this week's edition of the 1430 Connection, here is WNAV news anchor Donna Cole.
Welcome to the 1430 Connection. I'm Donna Cole. In the studio today, I have Havard and her mom, Leanne Havard. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Hi, thank you.
So, Haley, we've worked together in the past.
Yes, we have.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 12. I turned 13 in September.
Okay, and so we worked together in the past doing what?
Well, a couple summers ago, I built a tiny house at the Key School, and we worked together on radio shows then.
Okay, so full disclosure is now out of the way. We know each other. The reason you are here today is what?
I started a nonprofit named Haley's Helping Hands of Maryland Incorporated last summer, I think.
Okay, so last summer when other kids are at the pool, which by the way you were at earlier today, I know you were. Last summer while you were at the pool or while you were at the beach or while you were at...
We went to New Hampshire.
Okay, while you were, doing kid stuff, this just lightning bolt came down from the sky and you said, I have to do this.
Well, it actually started when I was 9. I was watching a show and they had a little segment about a girl who, instead of asking for presents for her birthday, asked for shoes. So then I started thinking, well, what's a way I could help? At that age, my mom said, well, maybe not now. And then a couple years later, she sat me down and she was like, okay, I think we can do this now that you're old enough.
Okay, so you wanted to help in any way, make a contribution to the world, to the community around you, to your neighborhood?
Well, when I had the idea, I kind of like to dream big.
Okay.
So I was saying, I'll help the whole world. And then my mom made me realize maybe we should start just kind of in Maryland, Baltimore, Annapolis areas. Yes.
And you live in Annapolis.
Yes.
You decided you wanted to help the whole world, but then decided you'd go a little bit smaller, Annapolis, Maryland.
Yes.
And pets, people, did you have some sort of idea who you wanted to help?
I always have wanted to help people.
People.
And when I had the idea, I really wanted to focus on kids, but then realized that there were so many adults and families who also needed help, so then I expanded to that idea as well.
Okay, but then you narrowed it down even more to how you would help these people.
Yes.
And this came from a love of...
Clothes.
Well, you're also interested in something sports related?
Yes.
Okay.
I've always loved to play sports, so I decided I would assist with sports equipment. And actually, this past week, I did my first sports scholarship for soccer. I sponsored 2 children to play at a local soccer league where they lived.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Narrowed it down. You decided you wanted to help people. You decided you want to help people with clothes and kind of maybe sports.
Yes.
And you created this organization called
Haley's Helping Hands.
Which is now a
nonprofit.
A 501c3 in the state of Maryland. It took you a
Yes.
while to get that, but you now have it. And you are helping people in Maryland. You're also helping people worldwide.
Yes. We usually just work within Maryland, but I helped a orphanage in India. I sent over a big box of clothes and also hats for them, and they were specific to size for the children in the orphanage.
Okay, let's come back and learn more about Haley's Helping Hands and Haley herself and how all this came to be, because this is kind of an amazing story. I'm Donna Cole. This is the 1430 Connection. We will be right back. Welcome back to the 1430 Connection. I am Donna Cole. I'm in the studio today with Haley Havard and her mom, Leanne Havard. We're learning more about Haley's Helping Hands. Haley started this nonprofit at the ripe old age of, she had the idea when she was 9, and it just now became a 501c3 in the state of Maryland. Leanne, can you tell me, you work with kids for a living. You're around kids every day. Does every kid do this?
Well, no, not every kid. I think a lot of kids find their own ways to contribute and reach out, but I certainly haven't seen anyone Haley's age take on something quite this big and be able to get it to grow as quickly as she has.
And she indicated and actually you also told me when she first had this idea to help people, you said no. Go back and watch TV.
I basically did say no. I said, "Oh, honey, isn't that a sweet idea? And it's nice that you want to help people." And Haley is pretty tenacious, and she just kept asking and asking and asking. And after 2 years of asking, I said, "Okay, well, write me a business plan, write me a mission statement, give me some financials." And I figured, well, that'll keep her entertained for a while.
Okay,
And
stop there. Haley,
Yes.
did you know what financials and a business statement plan is?
Not at that point,
And-
but after a little research and help, I was able to figure it out.
And so you went to Google and looked up business plans and
Yes.
financials, and you came back with a plan, Leanne?
About 24 hours later,
Nice.
she came back with enough that I thought, all right, it's time. You know, your child has a dream, and you do whatever you can to make it happen. And so that was last summer, and that's when she really launched.
Okay,
Yes.
so what was step one once past getting your mom on board with this?
Finding someone who could help me become established with the state. At first, we needed to get together mission statements, things like that, but we also had to make sure that we weren't just doing this kind of in the shadows. It had to be noticed by the state. So we worked with a lawyer to help get established after that.
And the lawyer, obviously, not many lawyers work for free. Did this one?
She
work?
did.
Okay.
Jennifer Adams, big thank you to you. She's a friend in the neighborhood, and I reached out asking for help, and she responded immediately and has been great in doing all of Haley's legal work pro bono.
Once that was done and you decided who you wanted to help, how did you get word out that you were collecting donations, and what do you collect?
So I collect clothes of any size. I collect children's and adult shoes, any shoe, and also sports equipment. Sometimes I'll get some donations of backpacks, lunch boxes, water bottles, things like that, which I'll throw in when I'm putting a package together, kind of as a nice little extra. So for moms, sometimes I'll give a purse that they didn't necessarily ask for, but I have them, so it's a nice thing to put in. Originally, getting the word out was a bit difficult. At school, I used school as a big launch pad. I talked to our head of school, and he helped me do some work with that coat drive. And I also went around the lower school talking to each classroom about doing a coat drive, because at that point I needed smaller children's coats. I also went around my neighborhood with flyers, talking to neighbors to get the word out. Posts on my Instagram and her Facebook, my mom's Facebook, were notifying our friends and family to get them to donate, and then the word kind of spread, and I started a GoFundMe to raise money for startup costs. And after that, it just kind of started to roll, and I got my own Facebook, so making new ways for me to get the word out to other people.
The organization has its own Facebook page.
Yes.
And what's the name of that?
Haley's Helping Hands of Maryland Incorporated. I have a website that my mom made with help from another friend that we had who designs websites. That was at first a little challenging, not being super tech savvy, but after a while we were able to figure out how everything worked and we got it set up. It took a couple weeks, but after those weeks it was really working well.
And the website address is?
www.haleys, Haleys, helpinghandsmd.org.
Now, new stuff, used stuff when you're collecting?
So I collect used items, which is mostly what I receive, but on occasion I'll get donations of new clothes. I had one woman donate a bag of new winter items last winter, but I will also, with some of my funds that I raised, if people specifically ask for clean underwear, I don't accept underwear, so I'll go out to Target and purchase new underwear for them.
How are you getting these people coming to you requesting?
Through websites. I get phone calls from them. Facebook has also been I'm getting requests through Facebook Messenger. So mainly those three ways. And once I helped one person, the word kind of spread through that area. And I was getting phone calls and from people saying, oh, so-and-so told me about your organization and I need help with this.
There's also a contact form on Haley's website. People can go on and make a direct request to her, and then she fills them that way. And she's made contact with several shelters in the area. One of the ones, Sarah's House, has distributed her name to a lot of people. So it's making its way out. But the website and one-on-one work with shelters has been the biggest way so far.
Yes.
All right, we're going to take another short break. When we come back, more about Haley's Helping Hands. I'm Donna Cole. This is the 1430 Connection. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the 1430 Connection. I am Donna Cole. I'm in the studio today with Haley Havard and her mom, Leanne Havard of Annapolis. Haley started Haley's Helping Hands, which does what?
We donate clothes and sports equipment to children, adults, and families in need, and we also work directly with shelters to provide those items.
Leanne, I saw you whispering to her. What do you want to say?
Well, I just realized we've forgotten to say one of the most important things. All of the items that Haley sends out to individuals in need, she ships free. So the money that she raises not only goes to ongoing costs of the organization, but the majority of those funds are used to ship all these packages for free. So
these people that are coming at you with needs, they're coming from all over the world. Where did the people, the orphanage from India, how did they get in touch with you?
There was a former student at my school who had lived in that orphanage. So through him and his family, we were able to get the name and address and bring items to them. And they were very helpful in being able to get the items there. And the orphanage was very appreciative of all we did to help.
And you actually shared photos of these kids wearing
Yes.
the hat, which we will also share. You'll see them running along this interview on our YouTube. What sense of satisfaction are you getting from this?
It fills my heart with joy because through my life I've been so lucky and privileged to have what I have, and putting together these packages of things that I'm privileged and every day I don't really think about, it makes me really realize how lucky I am, and also that there's a quote that said, "Be the change you want to see in the world," and I'm very proud of myself that I can say that I've done that, and I've been able to help other people that need the help and that aren't as privileged to get things that I have, and most kids my age don't really think much of.
You're 12, just to make sure.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
no, she's an old soul.
Leanne, what is your take on what she just said?
I'm kind of blown away by Haley, her passion for this, her passion for helping people. I really do believe she's an old soul. And to watch her figure out how to balance her life as a child, which she's still doing, yet take on this very adult responsibility and make it work and make it jive is it's just amazing to watch as a parent. Really proud of her, obviously. Very proud of her.
What do you want to do when you grow up? I know you're already grown up, so there's that.
I've always really wanted to do something medical. Also, as much as my mom doesn't really want me to do this.
Go ahead, say it. I love her mom's going, saying, don't say it. So
I've always really wanted to be a teacher.
Nice. And you're saying no to that, Leanne. What's up with that?
I don't know. Following in Mommy's footsteps, I don't know. I'm very proud of her. I think she would be a phenomenal teacher.
I think so too, coming from an educator yourself. Yeah.
I've just always wanted to work with people, so I've kind of always thought of jobs that worked with people and helped people, like being a doctor, helping people when they're sick. It's really always what I've wanted to do, but then also helping students. So I've always wanted to do a job that helped people.
Have you thought ahead to how many years away is this, college? And what will happen to this organization when you go to college? And or Leanne, you might have an answer for that, but let's start with you, Haley.
I haven't really thought ahead that far. I thought ahead to upper school and things like that and what I'm going to do then and ways I can expand, but I haven't really thought much about what happens when I go off. I mean,
Don't worry, I have.
I know you have, so let's go with Leanne. What's your answer to that one?
Well, I foresee by the time Haley leaves this being quite a powerhouse machine, and I fully intend to keep that going. And I know when she's home for breaks and summers and things, we'll continue to work together. And who knows, maybe we'll figure out a way for her to do it while she's at school, depending on where she goes. But we will figure out a way for this to keep going.
Speaking of working together, tweens and teens, I know there's sometimes friction between the tween, the teen, and the mom. And working together, there's a lot of eye rolling and a lot of getting on one another's nerves a little bit. So have we dealt with that yet? Have we seen that part of this?
Not really.
No.
On occasion, like, there'll be something we disagree with, but we're usually on the same page and there isn't much argument.
This is Haley's baby. It's her organization, and I really follow her lead. She certainly needs support, obviously, on things, getting around town, buying boxes, or getting those, undergarments people need. Or she'll bounce ideas off me as to how to respond to a request or something like that. But I generally put it back on her. What does your gut tell you? What do you think? This is her baby. So I'm there to support her, but this is her organization.
Okay, and speaking of this organization, which you're asking for donated items, used items that are coming into your home.
Yes.
How have you managed that? Leanne, let's ask you first.
Well, I've lost most of my garage, which is more than fine. Haley's a very organized individual, and she has everything in very large bins in our garage, and we store some of the stuff at another location, winter stuff. Right now we're in summer, but we're kind of busting at the seams and looking at other ways to set her up in a better space.
So either some storage at your house or storage somewhere else. If anyone is listening and has a storage facility not being used, would that be helpful?
Potentially, that might be easier down the road when Haley has a car. For right now, I think we're looking like at a shed on our property that would become Haley's headquarters.
Mm-hmm. And for some reason, I see you building this yourself.
Potentially.
you are the do-it-yourself mom. You've built things in the past. You've hurt yourself with power tools in the past. All right, so what's next?
So I'm hoping to do more sports scholarships in the future. I'm also hoping to connect with more shelters in the future. In the winter, I'd like to do more of a project that I could involve my school in, coat drive kind of thing. I'd love that. Just helping more people around my community. Right now, we have requests, but they're kind of slow coming in.
They tend to go in fits and starts. Mm-hmm. She had quite a few in the month of August. I think you shipped out to about 10 different families. And as Haley said earlier, it does seem with every box she sends, she includes her business card. So then those business cards kind of get around to other people in need. So right now we're in a little bit of a lull. So if anybody out there needs anything, check out Haley's website and send her a contact form.
One more time on the Facebook page and the website. Facebook page is?
Haley's Helping Hands of Maryland Incorporated.
And the website is?
www.Haley's, HALEYS, helpinghandsmd.org.
A high five for this kid. Thanks so much for doing what you're doing and for joining me today, both.
Thank you
Thank you
very
for
much.
having us.
Thank you.
This is Donna Cole. This has been the 1430 Connection. I'll see you next week.